Hey friends, this is Brad Henson. I wanted to talk to you about a few exciting things and a few concerns that are going on in the life of Four Rivers Church as related to ministry and funding that ministry and future growth and expansion. We just finished a teaching series called Imprint, where we talked to the church about all of the things that God has done physically in our church over the past 2 or 3 years. We saw exciting development to the Paducah campus facility. We saw exciting developments in the worship space, in the children's ministry River Kids space, the new paint job everywhere, all the exciting things that have happened there and the lives that have been changed because of it. We also looked at the Calvert City campus, the purchase of the new facility that was finalized last week, and that in and of itself is worthy of our celebration and excitement. We also saw all of the renovation that has been done to building number 1. We are nearing the end of phase 1 of that renovation and getting ready to start phase 2 as we build out the River Kids space in Calvert City. Lots of exciting things happening. We also talked about the launch of the Eddyville campus, which only a year ago did not exist at all. And now we're seeing lives change and families affected by the gospel in Lyon and Caldwell counties. So I want to talk to you about this. First, I want you to understand some things about Four Rivers Church. This is a church made up of common people from various diverse backgrounds and heritages. We are a church made up of people who have, great jobs that have good incomes. We have also families who are struggling to get by on a week-to-week budget. We have large families, we have small families, we have single young adults, we have single moms, we have single dads. We have moms and dads with 5 kids all over the place with who we are as a church. And so the way we are funded is ultimately the result of hardworking, generous, and giving people like yourself. And I just want to begin by saying thank you to all of you who have given and have served and have made sure that the reality of ministry at Four Rivers is taken care of by your own generosity, your joy in giving, and your attitude about giving. But I also want us to be clear about something. Really, Four Rivers Church is unique in the sense that we are a church that is funded by the people we have reached over the past few years. There are no, millionaires who are dropping major checks, with lots of zeros on a regular basis. There aren't any, not a single one. What there are is committed, hardworking people who make a sacrifice to spend less in their own life so that they can give more. And ultimately, every single dime of this ministry is funded by people with that attitude. So I tell you this to say thank you to those of you with that attitude and that commitment to giving, but also to just absolutely reach out to those of you who are not yet giving and ask you to begin. And to just urge you to recognize and realize the power of your own personal commitment and your own willingness to sacrifice and your desire to bless God and love Him through your giving and the faithfulness and the joy in giving in your life. So here's where we are. A few weeks ago, we did the Imprint project. We talked about that. And at the end, you might notice that we did not ask for any kind of commitment from you. There were no commitment cards. There were no, we didn't reach out and say, please give to this. But we're not done yet. Right now, as we look at the series Playmaker, we're living out the stories of lives that have been changed by Christ through this church. We're seeing this from people in Paducah, Calvert City, and Eddyville. And my hope and prayer is that you and I, as we see this, are motivated to get more involved, more plugged in, and to give in a more honest, real, sacrificial, loving, joyful kind of way. So at the end of this series, in a few weeks, we are going to ask for commitment. We are going to ask for people who are a part of the church, who are not giving at all, that they would begin to take the first step toward giving, that they would say, I will become someone who is moving toward tithing as a faithful attitude and discipline of the Christian faith. But also for those who are already giving, we're going to ask you to consider the possibility, to prayerfully consider giving more. We're also going to ask those of you who are already tithers, who are committed to giving kind of the minimum that God has asked of you as a Christian, to consider giving to the Imprint project. And with your over and above giving, asking God to ultimately use that to continue finishing out the facilities in Paducah, Calvert City, and Eddyville. In the long run, church, I just want you to understand something. Nothing happens that isn't the gift of a sacrificial Christian giving out of the commitment they have to Christ. Nothing. There's not a single dollar that comes into this ministry that's not a result of that kind of relationship with Christ. And so if you are a Christ follower and you are desiring to follow Christ as a part of Four Rivers Church, I'm telling you, we need your sacrificial giving just like we have so many other people doing the same. With everyone working together, prayerfully, joyfully, sacrificially, we will be amazed by all that God is going to do through us. Thanks so much for all that you do. Have a great day.